Ever wonder why almost every country is in debt, even the richest, like the US and Japan? It's not just a problem for poor nations. Countries owe trillions, even more than their economies are worth. But why can't governments just print unlimited money? Is debt truly dangerous? And who exactly do they owe? Here's the simple truth. National debt is the total amount owed by a country's central government. Unlike personal loans or local government debt, it just covers federal borrowing. Governments borrow when spending exceeds earnings. If they printed money instead, it would trigger hyperinflation. Prices would skyrocket, currencies would collapse, and public trust would vanish. Debt forces governments to be responsible, since loans require repayment with interest. Why do countries borrow? First, to cover budget gaps when taxes don't pay for everything. Borrowing means fewer drastic cuts or tax hikes. Second, for investment, funding infrastructure and public services today so the economy grows and generates more future revenue. Third, to respond to emergencies like wars or pandemics, just like the US did in 2020. Fourth, sometimes governments borrow just to pay off old loans. This is fine if managed wisely, but can spiral out of control, like Sri Lanka in 2022. Fifth, governments use debt to manage inflation and interest rates by issuing or buying bonds. Who lends money to countries? Domestic lenders include citizens, banks, and pension funds buying government bonds. Even agencies like Social Security do this. Foreign lenders, other countries, banks, and funds invest mainly in stable economies. International groups like the World Bank and IMF provide loans for development or emergencies, often with strict conditions. Is all debt bad? Not at all. Managed wisely, it funds growth, creates jobs, and stabilizes economies. Too much debt, though, can lead to a dangerous debt trap, where interest payments leave less money for essentials, credit ratings drop, and default risks rise. Can a country be debt-free? Technically, yes, but in reality, almost none are. The closest is Macau, but it's not a real country. Eliminating debt would require massive cuts or huge tax increases, hurting growth and causing unrest. Plus, safe investment options like government bonds would disappear. In the end, debt is a tool. It can drive progress or disaster depending on how it's managed. It's not about having debt. It's about being responsible.